Somebody else will play?
Suraj.
No, I did. This is still the hurdle.
That's into one. Oh, the pillar. Okay.
Yeah, the pillar is still the hurdle. It will not
Yeah,
help
it
us.
was the.
No, not
It's in
really.
the way.
It will not help.
No, what happened? Anyway. And please.
We moeten wel een klein beetje naar rechts schuiven. Die raam een beetje naar rechts schuiven. Naar rechts.
There's a pillar,
Yeah.
you can't change it.
नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे everyone हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
If everybody can move a little bit forward so the new guest can go in the bed.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. It's a beautiful darshan, right? Altar and here they are on the swing. So we'll be celebrating this soon after the lecture. So now the lecture will be given by his guest Jagdish Prabhu. So he is also one of our temple priests here who will be taking care of the deities. So he'll be giving lecture today. So let's hear the nectar from his mouth. So please welcome him. His name is Jagdish Prabhu ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. So we start with some auspicious mantras, and especially today, let's try to because today this festival is all about Vrindavan, all about Krishna and Radharani, and it's this Vrindavan mood because it's a monsoon period now in Vrindavan, and yeah, specifically this particular lila with Julana Yatra today, the swing lila. So it's specifically all about Vrindavan and about this mood and this weather. You know, with the monsoon when it's very hot and humid and there is not really any breeze. You know, and yeah. So Brijabasis, they want to give pleasure to Krishna and to Radharani. And this swing thing is, you know, even in India these days they have these swings in the hot months, and then, you know, they come from work and then they swing each other, to get a little bit of fresh air and breeze. So yeah, let us now try to meditate, to try to really get into, well, we are already in the spiritual world because we are in the temple, but let us try to go to Vrindavan now, singing this beautiful bhajan about the pastimes of Krishna with Radha. So yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Yasodanandana Rajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana
Yasodanandana Rajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira
Yamuna Tira
Hare
Okay, Krishna everyone. Nice to see all of you. Thank you for coming today for this class. Also, yeah, today we have a special occasion. We have this festival. Just today when I was thinking about what I will be talking about. Well, actually, before we start, can you raise your hands? Who of you are new today here, first time? Okay, quite so many people. That's nice. It's always nice to see new people come in here, and yeah. All right, so yeah, welcome. And how many of you like your first time here in the temple? But how many of you like completely you don't know anything? Like this is your first whatsoever like connection with Krishna and all this. Okay, you. Okay, so you're probably the other one, right? So other people have already some idea, yeah, okay. Okay, so, yeah, because it's always nice to see, you know, if people are completely new, so that I know a little bit what to speak about. And yeah, so today we are celebrating this very auspicious occasion, festival. And we have usually during the year we have like many festivals. Yesterday, before I was thinking about what to speak, we have about 24 different festivals during the year. So that's almost like two festivals per month. Yeah. So that way, Krishna is very merciful because he's always given us this chance to reciprocate with him and to actually have a chance to come and have some fun at the end of the day, yeah? Because that's what we're all aspiring for. We all want to be happy, right? How many of you want to be happy?
Yay!
Yeah. How many of you try to be happy so many times, but eventually you still not happy, ultimately? Okay, yeah. Well, that's something that's uniting all of us here, and yeah. But we are fortunate enough that we have this chance now, this opportunity to become ultimately happy. So anyway, yeah, before I continue, let us chant some auspicious prayers. And these auspicious prayers, because before I actually really start talking, it's also very important to chant these auspicious prayers, because so that, you know, I try to say something not just from my mind, yeah, but I try to be an instrument, so that, you know, not really me who's speaking here, you know, because what can I tell you? I'm completely conditioned and completely miserable myself, you know. But somehow I'm here today, so that means that you know, I need to be an instrument. So, you know, hopefully Krishna says something and you're inspired, you know. Yeah. So that's what we are doing. So for some of you who are completely new here, like you, so we are chanting these mantras. These mantras basically we chanting. It's like prayers. So we addressing them to our seniors. You know, it's like a Vedic tradition, yeah. So in the Vedic tradition, it's different. Like here in the West, here in the West, everybody knows himself what to do and when to do, you know. In the ancient times and in the old Vedic tradition, there's always, you know, you get blessings. You get blessings from someone, especially from the seniors, from your master, from your teachers, from seniors. And because everybody would understand that what can you do yourself, you know. You're limited by your mind, by your ego. Yeah? So what can you do? You can just do something very limited if you're doing it yourself. That's why we try to pray a little bit, at least, to invoke these blessings from the seniors, from our succession of the masters, our spiritual teachers, so that they can give us some blessing, and then we can be an instrument. We can say something. Om Gyana Timiram Dasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutam Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopikakanta Radhamanda Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusutade Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchaka Padavyacha Kripasindu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Okay, Haribol. I think it's good if also we can maybe close the door so we don't have all those external sounds, and then we try to be absorbed. Because you know, Krishna consciousness is all about being absorbed. If we are being absorbed, then yeah, we have some chance that something can change in our heart. And ultimately, this is what we are doing here. Because in order to be ultimately happy, we have to change our heart. Yeah, because before the heart becomes pure, the real ultimate happiness is not going to be possible. And today I wanted to chant, to read the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the verse from the 5th canto, 18th chapter, the verse number 9. And for those of you who are new to this, so basically, yeah, that's what we are doing. So we are usually reading a verse from scriptures, and then I try to say something about this verse. These scriptures, they have been introduced here to the Western world just like the same as this society, which is called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It has been brought to us here to the West by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he's sitting right there in the Vyasa-san. And he also has translated and provided the purports to these scriptures. And so these scriptures are basically telling us who we are, who is God, and what are the relationship between us and Him. And that's basically the key to become happy. As soon as we understand who we are, who is God, and what are our eternal relationships with Him, then we can become truly happy. So let us read this verse. This is the canto about Prahlad Maharaj. So he's one of the greatest personalities, like saints, if we can say it this way. And he's praying here. Svasyastu Vishwasya Kalah Prasidatam Dayantu Bhutani Shiva Midhodya Manascha Badram Vajata Dadokshaje Avishyatam No Matirapi Ahaituki. Yeah, and I will not read the word by word translation, just for the sake of saving the time. And the translation: may there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing Bhakti Yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Shri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him. And purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. The following verse describes a Vaishnava. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Just like a desire tree, a Vaishnava can fulfill all the desires of anyone who takes shelter of his lotus feet. Prahlad Maharaj is a typical Vaishnava. He prays not for himself but for all living entities, the gentle, the envious, and the mischievous. He always thought of the welfare of mischievous persons like his father Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad Maharaj did not ask for anything for himself. Rather, he prayed for the Lord to excuse his demoniac father. This is the attitude of a Vaishnava who always thinks of the welfare of the entire universe. Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavata Dharma are meant for persons who are completely free of envy, Paramanyarmatsaranam. Therefore, Prahlada Maharaja prays in this verse, Kalah Prasidatam, may all the envious persons be pacified. The material world is full of envious persons. But if one frees himself of envy, he becomes liberal in his social dealings and can think of others' welfare. Anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness and engages himself completely in the service of the Lord cleanses his mind of all envy. Manas Chabadram Vajata Dadokshaje. Therefore, we should pray to Lord Nrsingadev to sit in our hearts. We should pray Bahir Nrsingo Hridaya Nrsinga. And this is what we will be singing today, praying later in the program. Let Lord Nrsingadev sit in the core of my heart, killing all my bad propensities. Let my mind become clean so that I may peacefully worship the Lord and bring peace to the entire world. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a very fine purport in this regard. Whenever one offers a prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one always requests some benediction from Him. Even pure Niskama devotees pray for some benediction, as instructed by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Shikshastaka. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitamam vishame bhavam budhav kripaya dhava pada pankaja sthita dhuli sadvisham vichintaya. O son of Maharajananda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from the ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. In another prayer, Lord Chaitanya says, Mama Janmani Janmanishvare Bhavatat Bhakti Rahai Tukitvayi. Life after life, kindly let me have unalloyed love and devotion at your Lordship's lotus feet. When Prahlada Maharaja chants Om Namo Bhagavate Nrsinghaya, he prays for benediction from the Lord. But because he is also an exalted Vaishnava, he wants nothing for his personal sense gratification. The first desire expressed in his prayer is Svasyastu Vishwasya. Let there be good fortune throughout the entire universe. Prahlada Maharaja thus requested the Lord to be merciful to everyone, including his father. a most envious person. According to Chanakya Pandita, there are two kinds of envious living entities. One is a snake, and the other is the man like Hiranyakashipu, who is by nature envious of everyone, even of his father or son. Hiranyakashipu was envious of his little son Prahlada, but Prahlada Maharaja asked a benediction for the benefit of his father. Hiranyakashipu was very envious of devotees, but Prahlada wished that his father and other demons like him would give up their envious nature by the grace of the Lord and stop harassing the devotees. Kalah prasidatam. The difficulty is that the Kala, envious living entity, is rarely pacified. One kind of Kala, the snake, can be pacified simply by mantras or by the action of a particular herb. Mantra Sodhi Vasa Sarpa Kalakena Nivaryate. An envious person, however, cannot be pacified by any means. Therefore, Prahlada Maharaja prays that all envious persons may undergo a change of heart and think of the welfare of others. If the Krishna consciousness movement spreads all over the world, and if by the grace of Krishna everyone accepts it, the thinking of envious people will change. Everyone will think of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlada Maharaja prays, Shivamid Hodhiya. In material activities, everyone is envious of others, but in Krishna consciousness, no one is envious of anyone else. Everyone thinks of the welfare of others. Therefore, Prahlada Maharaja prays that everyone's mind may become gentle by being fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bhajatat Adokshaje. As indicated elsewhere in Srimad Bhagavatam, Savai Manah Krishna Padaravindayo, and as advised by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto, one should constantly think of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Then one's mind will certainly be cleansed. Chetudarpana Marjanam. Materialists always think of sense gratification, but Prahlada Maharaja prays that the Lord's mercy will change their minds and they will stop thinking of sense gratification. If they think of Krishna always, everything will be alright. Some people argue that if everyone thought of Krishna in that way, the whole universe would be vacated, because everyone would go back home, back to Godhead. Interesting, yeah? Like if everyone would be free, of envy, and everybody would come back, then what will happen to the world? However, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says that this is impossible, because the living entities are innumerable. If one set of living entities is actually delivered by the Krishna consciousness movement, another set will fill the entire universe. So it's like a constant. Yeah. So, Swasyastu Vishwasya Kalah Prasidatam Tayantu Bhutani Shivami Dhodhiya Manascha Badram Vajatada Dokshaje Aveshitam No Matirapiya Hartuki. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing Bhakti Yoga, for by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of the Supreme Transcendence, Lord Shri Krishna, and always remain absorbed in thought of Him. Yeah, so very nice verse, which the reason I chose it because today is this festival, Julan Yatra. And a person becomes completely happy when he doesn't think about himself, actually. This is the key. And, here to some extent we already might have this experience, yeah? Like, if some of you ever fell in love, yeah? You know that at this particular moment, when you're in love, yeah, you're not thinking about yourself. You're constantly thinking about the other person, how to make him good or her good, yeah. And at that moment, you're feeling happy, yeah. Like that's why they say that love in this world is, that's what they say. Love makes the world go round, yeah, because that's this energy that makes us do things, yeah, like actually act. And at the same time, I don't know how many of you have this experience, maybe you can raise your hand, but who was really in love in this life, like really in love, I don't know, with someone? Yeah, okay. So anyway, yeah. you can relate. Did you feel happiness?
Of course.
Yeah. You feel like you also, yeah? Yeah. You feel like completely happy. I don't know, some of you have children, yeah? Also, when you're with the children, you completely forget, you have to forget about yourself, right? Otherwise, it just doesn't work, you know? The child takes all your energy and takes all your attention, and, you know, the best way, usually, you know, the women, they have a very, by nature, they have a very active mind, you know? They're always here and there, you know? But as soon as a woman gets a child, you know, that's the best way to control a woman's mind, by a child. You know, a child is automatically controls a woman's mind, you know, because you're totally absorbed in your child. I mean, you're now totally controlled. I mean, you can think of some other things, or yeah, but I mean, it's just impossible, you know. It's just like when you're boiling the milk, yeah. At that moment, the milk is also controlling your mind, yeah. Because you know that if you want to boil the milk normally, that it doesn't go over, you have to constantly be very focused, you know, on this milk. Because as soon as you're a little bit somewhere, it always like that. It always goes, you know. Yeah. So the point that I was trying to make is that the happiness, the true, real happiness, is even in this material world. Even if we want to experience the material happiness, we have to forget about ourselves. And some of you already now here, you would agree with that, those of you who were really in love, and those of you who have children, you already have experienced that state. But there is always a higher realm, a higher level of happiness, yeah, which is even beyond this material happiness when we forget about ourselves. And that is the happiness when we forget about ourselves, but we forget about ourselves for God. Yeah, when we love God, and that can bring us the ultimate happiness. And why? Because God, He is Krishna, and Krishna means that He's all attractive. And also Krishna, He is the reservoir of all pleasure. One of His names is that He is Rasaraj. What is Rasaraj? Rasaraj is that He is the Raj, or the king, of all the rasas, of all the emotions. Yeah, because the spiritual world is all about emotions. Yeah, and ultimately, if we think about it, what is happiness? Happiness is something about emotions, right? So we are emotional beings. Yeah, we are, even though modern psychology says that, and actually what is consciousness? Consciousness is the emotions, right? Although modern psychology says that actually consciousness is the thoughts that we have. But if we really think about it, and that's what the ancient scriptures are saying to us, that actually the consciousness is not the thoughts. The consciousness is the emotions that we are experiencing. Because I think you can agree with me that, you know, when we say that we are happy or we aren't happy, yeah, it's not really about the thoughts that we are experiencing, yeah, but it's actually, thoughts are already there, they are the part of this, but ultimately the thoughts, they lead to certain emotions, right? And ultimately the emotions are what making us either feel better or worse. Do you agree with that? And so what we are doing here today, and what is this whole movement is all about, this ISKCON movement, like sometimes people think that we are just a bunch of little, what is the word? Lazy, and this kind of like, you know, sometimes people, they look at us on the streets, and we go and sing on the streets, you know, and we are all dressed in this kind of funny clothes, you know, and people would always think like, yeah, well, these guys are, you know, they're just like lazy, they don't want to work, you know, and then they just go outside, and then they just shout something, you know, and then they just sing something, just because, you know, they're like you know, like what is this word? I try to remember that, like sentimental, yeah, like some sentimental guys, you know. They're just like, you know, some sentimental sect, you know, they think. Yeah, and especially because they don't want to work, you know. Yeah, okay, so they're walking around and singing this thing, or now they come to the temple, you know, they just have some idols here. They you know, try to worship to them, you know, and yeah, it's nice. They kind of get their happiness there. But the truth is that this movement, or they say sometimes that it's some religion, you know, like Hindu religion, you know, like that's why we also have a lot of Hindu people coming in here, you know, because for them it's kind of like natural, you know, because this is what they've been brought up in this context, right? So like, you know, you go in India, like every time I go to India, you know, you can still see like everything is like the names of some cafes like Ganesh or Krishna, or you know, like these things are just a part of the culture, you know, and it's normal, you know, but it becomes so like conditioned that people don't pay any attention, you know. It's just like, yeah, whatever, like a chewing gum Ganesh or like Krishna or whatever. It's just like, you know, it's always there. You don't really pay so much attention. Hare Krishna, no more from.
Even in the cigarettes.
Yeah.
Ganesh Pidi.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, crazy. So the point I'm trying to make is that this movement, which has been brought to us by Srila Prabhupada, is really not neither one. It's neither religion as it is like any mundane religion, or some kind of just a sentimental you know, process that just, you know, sometimes you follow some sentimental process and then you feel a little bit nice, or just because, you know, the community is nice, you know, sometimes people think that, yeah, these guys are good, they have some nice habits here, they don't smoke, they don't drink, you know, they follow vegetarian diet, they don't like you know, men and women, they keep a nice distance, you know. It's a beautiful community, you know, like anybody would come here and feel nice, you know, safe and stuff like that. But the thing is that it's not about that. The thing, it's more scientific and it's more deep, and because it deals with actually a very, very fundamental, very deep psychology, so to say, in a sense that it actually is giving us the opportunity to become ultimately happy, to experience such an emotion that we probably have never even experienced, and moreover to remain happy despite all the external situations. You know, like sometimes, you know, like sometimes we go outside and then we feel like we are kind of happy, but then as soon we get to the office, you know, and then we have the boss or somebody, you know, and then he just spoils the whole happiness. Or, you know, we come back home and the wife, she's like saying something, and then, you know, the whole happiness is gone. Yeah. So this is like a conditioned happiness, yeah, that we have. Or we are in some difficult situation and then suddenly we're, you know, miserable, we are, you know, we're completely hankering. And ultimately, if you think about it, if we observe our life, the life in the happiness in this life is actually, if we really now try to reflect on it, it's not really a happiness. It's just a how to say, this moment when we are not distressed. So the moment we are not distressed, we think we are happy. Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, this is just a certain level of happiness. We cannot say that we completely are not happy in this life. No, we can derive some happiness, yeah, like happiness of being a mother or parent, or happiness of achieving something, or happiness of, I don't know, falling in love or anything like that. But the problem with this material happiness is that it will always be conditioned, yeah? Conditioned meaning that, like, you know, this programming language, one of the programming language I remember when I was young, I was studying. Like, there's always this if-then. You know this? Yeah, you type, yeah, if-then. So the whole material life is like this, if-then, yeah? So we're always conditioned. But what is so amazing in this movement is that, in this process, is giving us the facility to actually get out of this conditioning, yeah? Get out of our mind conditioning, our, I don't know, whatever. We have so many conditioning, cultural conditioning, yeah? Like people from India, they have their cultural conditioning, yeah? I don't know, people from Russia, they have their own, Dutch people have their own, then we have different conditioning from the upbringing, yeah? Like how we were brought up, yeah? We all have so many of these conditionings, yeah? And these days, if you feel, if you more or less like observe, these days it is very modern, it is very fashionable to talk about this, yeah? Now all those so-called coaches, they charge so much money. People, they say that, you know, you just have to get rid of your conditioning and then you become really successful. Like, think like a millionaire, you know, like, think like this, think like that. They say all these things right now, yeah? And this has been also written in the scriptures. Because the age that we live in is the age for people, for many people who will come, and all these false gurus, yeah? So everybody will be telling this and that, follow my path, follow my this thing, and then pay me money. But ultimately, even if you pay a lot of money, even if Tony Robbins will come here, and obviously he's a very, very wonderful person, and he's been helping so many people, yeah? But even Tony Robbins, he is not able to provide something that Srila Prabhupada has provided to us here, yeah? Because even the biggest coach of all time, maximum he can do is that he can a little bit expand your mind, your understanding, but it will still be limited by this material perspective. It will still be conditioned, yeah? Even though they help you to a little bit expand your conditioning, it's still conditioned, yeah? So, and this is what Krishna consciousness movement and the process is bringing to us, that it is giving us the facility to actually transcend the conditioning ultimately, yeah? And how this is possible? This is possible by actually a very simple process, really, if you think about it. First of all, like Srila Prabhupada used to always repeat, he said, you don't have to pay anything here, you don't have to pay any taxes or anything like that. There are no monthly subscription either. So you can just keep coming to the temple, yeah? And the main process of this is very simple. We have to gather together and we have to chant the holy names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to dance for Krishna. We have to decorate Krishna, like today. I will talk now a little bit about that. We have to cook for Krishna and offer him the food and then eat the remnants of that food. We have to read about Krishna and we have to think about Krishna. And by doing these things, we automatically, naturally, you know, without any complex processes or procedures, without paying money, we can transcend beyond all kinds of conditioning. Because the problem now with all these modern coaches and everything is like, if you notice that, yeah, they all say that, okay, to become happy, they teach some kind of like their way, you know, like their path. But the problem with that is always that they help you with some little thing, you know. So you have to come to one guy, he will teach you how to be happy in the family relationship. Another person is how to become, I don't know, wealthy. Another maybe can teach you this or that or that. But ultimately, well, first of all, you need so many of these guys. Secondly, you need so much money to pay to all these guys. And at the end of the day, still, all these things will not make you happy, because it is said in the scriptures, it's like, if you want the tree to grow, yeah? If you want the tree to grow, what is the point of pouring the water on its leaves, yeah? You have to water the root, right? Because if you keep pouring the leaves, then the tree will just collapse, you know, at some point. And the same as we see now in this age, you know, people, even though they have access to all these coaches and to all these possibilities, little by little they're collapsing. Everybody, yeah? Which actually manifests in the fact that people are dying, right? So, and people are still unhappy, if you think about it. So if we want to be ultimately happy, and if we want, what is most important is that if we want this happiness to be ever growing, so that it doesn't end, it doesn't stop. Like with the material happiness, the problem is that since it's conditioned, you always get something and then the happiness is over. You have to, again, as they say, work hard, yeah, to get your happiness, the new one. You have to get a new iPhone, you have to get a new car, a new wife, a new career, you know, and then maybe you will become happy, But the thing is that it is very important to perceive this movement as something very valuable and very very powerful, because it can give us all this true happiness just by a very simple process. And why is like that? Because, and this is what we are celebrating today, this Julan Yatra. What is it, Julan Yatra? Julan Yatra is a very nice manifestation of this. That how just by actually serving Krishna, and because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are all his parts and parcels, the ultimate happiness can be achieved by actually serving him. Yeah, because by nature, this is our constitutional position. We are not the enjoyers or the controllers ourselves. And if you think about it, we are constantly trying to enjoy ourselves and to control everything. But we are trying to do it by our sense gratification. Yeah, and that is what the whole modern civilization and the society has been giving us, this idea that they say that in order to become happy, you have to get something for your senses, right? But and this is, you know, gives has all this impact, all these effects for that actually does work, and then we have all observed that. It's just this happiness is very how to say momentarily, and it doesn't last long, and actually doesn't make us happy. But if we try to engage our senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, then automatically we become happy from inside. And today's this Julan Yatra means that we are it's called Julan, it means swing. So we swing the Lord on this swing, and you know, we are trying to give him pleasure. And it's not some kind of a sentiment, it's a scientific way, because the more we try to please Krishna, the more we will feel happy ourselves. Yeah, it's something that all of us can try, and it's always accessible to us. Anyone can do that, you know, irrespective of the race, of the position, of the amount of money that we have. Anybody can do that, and anybody can experience this happiness. Why? Because ultimately we are not this body, and we are not our mind, but ultimately we are the soul, and the soul can only be happy in these eternal relationships with God, which are you know, relationships of service. So how can we serve to Krishna? Well, we can serve him by chanting his holy name. We can do many different things, like swinging him on this swing, and he likes that. Radharani likes that, and you know, we can just you know, offer that to him, and we automatically can feel. We can dance for the deities also. Yeah, like we have the deities here, Gaur-Nitai deities, on the altar. And you know, today when we will have the evening program, we will be singing the evening prayers. So you know, we are dancing. Usually everybody's dancing, and then we are singing. And so when we are dancing and singing, we can address that to the deities. And if each one of you is doing this sincerely, if you're really looking at the deities, and then you will try to, in your heart, give it to them, offer this to them, you will automatically feel happiness inside the heart. You know, this is a very simple process which is available to anyone, and everyone can experience that. And once you have this experience, then later on, basically what is required is just you deepen it. You know, you just develop it further and further, and then the more and more happiness you can experience from that. And this is the process. It's not so difficult. It just requires only your desire, at least to come here every Sunday. Yeah, get away from your busy schedule. Come here every Sunday. You know, be around everyone else. Together, dance for Krishna, sing for Krishna. Take the food that has been offered to him on the altar, which is now became non different from him, and chant the holy names of Krishna. And little by little, it is said that the heart and the mind, they become purified. And the more they become purified, the more we start realizing that actually, really, we're not this body. we're not this mind. We are something else. Maybe we don't know exactly that we are the soul, because still, we haven't seen it, we don't know, we cannot touch it. But we start feeling that there is something out there, I'm feeling happy. Doesn't matter if maybe in my life there are still some difficulties, but now I have this experience that I'm doing this, and actually, I'm experiencing this happiness no matter what. But what is required is just the sincerity and the desire to really to become happy. And the Srila Prabhupada is explaining that in the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita. He said that initially there has to be some kind of a small faith, even maybe the theoretical faith, that maybe Krishna is God. Because in the beginning, it's normal. You come here, especially those of you who for the first time, and then you're looking at all these people, these guys sitting there saying something, all this, maybe you will be wondering, what are they talking about? I mean, what Krishna, how God why God is this, But what is important is that in the beginning, just to let go all those, because usually how the mind works, starts giving all these different explanations and like rationalizations and stuff like that. And in the beginning, it's important just to put it a little bit aside and just try to, hypothetically admit that, okay, let's try. Maybe Krishna is God. And just do what everyone else does. Sing for Krishna sincerely as if he is God, I don't know yet, maybe he's not, but at least I can, I can play like that, for some time. But then see. But then not to become blind and just blindly accept something. No. Important is just to feel what you feel, how you feel, and reflect on it and observe this. And then if you really, maybe you will start feeling that actually maybe you are actually really becoming happy, and you are leaving the temple smiling, and the last time you were smiling you don't remember when, then maybe something is working, right? Maybe something is there, Then why to reject it, Then maybe I should learn a little bit more. Anyway, there is this nice verse. It says, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopam Gastram Parshadam Yagyaiksam Kirtana Prayaya Yajanti Hi Sumeda Sahaya. So it says, the last verse, it says that those who have the proper intelligence in this age of Kali Yuga, they will be able to accept this process. So since you're already here in the temple today, you are already very fortunate souls. So please use this. And today we will be swinging Krishna and Radha, this divine couple, who are residing in the eternally residing in the spiritual world, and that's where all of us are from. We're not from this world, from this material world. We're not from here. We're all from the spiritual world, and they are eternally residing there. And this lila is taking place, and the inhabitants of Vrindavan, this Bhuma Vrindavan, which is now manifested here on this planet, and at the same time the Goloka Vrindavan, the eternal Vrindavan. They always have in this lila, and in this Bhumi Vrindavan, which is on this planet, it's a very, very big, very much celebrated festival, because as I started talking from this, usually in Vrindavan, this time of the year, it's a monsoon season, and in India for many, many months, 8 months basically, like there is no rain whatsoever, and there is this blazing heat. Those of you who have been to Vrindavan, those of you who have heard about it, it's like, it's really hot. Like it's really hot. It's blazing, like just, it's crazy. And it's like, all these months, it's becoming hotter and hotter, and everything is dry, the land is dry, and the trees, everything gets dry, and everybody is just waiting for this. Finally, this is also one of the reasons why Krishna is always compared to this monsoon cloud, because these monsoon clouds for Brijabasis, they're like this this something that they've been waiting for so long, and then finally they come, and finally they burst out with all this water, and with all this, and then they feeling so much relief, because it's just so hot, unbearable hot, and but at the same time it makes the air even thicker, and there's still not even a little glimpse of this breeze. And then the bridge of buses, we start doing this Julan Yatra on Ekadashi every year, like today, and it goes for 5 days until the Purnima, until the full moon, when Lord Balaram appearance day, he is born. Yeah, so it's always in Vrindavan, it's always very opulently decorated, and as you can see here also today, devotees have decorated it very nicely. And yeah, so devotees in Vrindavan, they are all very much excited about that. And today everybody can actually move the swing, and if you do it, anybody can do it. And if you do it with a sincere heart, with one desire to give the pleasure to Krishna and to Radharani, then automatically you will feel the reciprocation in your heart. You will feel something. You will feel happiness. So yeah, that's what we will be doing later today. And right now we have maybe a few minutes for. This is what I was trying to say today. Yeah, maybe we have a few minutes for some questions or something that maybe you might have. Especially those of you who are maybe new here today. Anyone wants to ask something, or do you have any questions, or no? Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, and then we can just end here, and right now we will be doing the evening service, and yeah, just all of us, we can try to be as sincere as possible, and try to give pleasure to Krishna, and then feel what we experience, and then observe that, reflect that in ourselves. So I think I will stop here then. Alright. So Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Julan Yatra ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
You can do more kirtan.
Yeah, we can do now also.
Ready?
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ready? Yeah, okay. So what is the problem, Rajaran?
Gaurariti and then Shinga and then Chula.
The end.
Yes.
Alright.
Want to sing, Tamji?
Yeah, let's see. Do we get the text also somehow, or
Yeah, we can change it.
to go right? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me change it.
Ladies can go on this side. And the pillows also on this side.
Jaya Karunanitai Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Karunanitai Jaya Gaura Chandra Viva Jaya Gaura Chandra Viva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Krishna Krishnaya Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Prachika ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shadga Swami Vrindavana ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prachika ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Iskon Guru Varmana Vrinda ki jai. Residential book distribution ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Nitai Gaura. All glories to the assembled beloved. All glories to the assembled beloved. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru Shri Gaura. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Daya Daya Dadayani. Nyakashi Purvachava. Bola Shri Sarvavigna Shri Bhagwan
Hare Krishna.
Sure.
Dear devotees, thank you so much for coming and participating in our Sunday Feast Festival today. It's also a very special day for us. It's Pavitra Upanna Ekadashi, along with our annual Julan Festival, organized by our dear Archie, fully run, and the whole festival was thought and conceived and executed in a very nice way. So thank you so much, Archie, for this amazing decoration. How many of us like the decorations today?
Haribol!
This is not really doing justice. Let's do Hare Krishna mantra louder. Yeah? Loud. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! Still not doing justice. Louder. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Rama Rama! Hare Hare! Jai. So, we'll be starting with welcoming our guests who have come for the first time. Can you please raise your hands, those who have come for the first time today? Okay, great. We'll have Jagdish Prabhu giving books. Give the class also today. Sure, yes.
Please keep your hands up so I.
You can please tell your names as you get the books. Aditya, Hare Krishna. Varun, Hare Krishna. Satya, thank you for coming. Tanish, okay. Anyone else? Hare Krishna. Aishwarya, okay, thank you for coming. Indrani, thank you for. Mataji, there is somebody in the back. Poonam, thank you for coming. You for first time? No, okay. So thank you all for making this festival a wonderful celebration today. Our Ekadashi cooking was done by Amrita, assisted by Jayashree, I believe. So let's thank Amrita and Jayashree by chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagdish Prabhu gave a wonderful class. Thank you so much. Our Pujari team headed by Mughyatri Mataji, who is not here today, I guess. Is she here? Oh, you are here, somewhere. I'm sorry. Hare Krishna. She was our Pujari for many decades, and now it's a team of devotees assisted by Rajarani Mataji, Ashtasakhi Mataji, Premalata Mataji, Janakinath Prabhu, Ananta Gauranga, Jagdish Prabhu. So thank you all. You do such wonderful decorations to our deities. I sincerely think that because our deities are being taken care so nicely and such beautiful decorations, and things are improving in our temple. So it's my firm conviction here. So thank you all. You do a wonderful job.
Haribol!
It's not just a weekend. They come every day. Of course, public program is only on Sundays because of our neighbors' constraints. But they all come every day and take care of our deities. So let's thank Jagdish Prabhu and all the cooks. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can you ask Vivek to put the slide which I asked him to do? So, last week we did a nice Vrindavan meditation for fundraising purpose because Janmashtami is coming up. Our temple is run by volunteer contribution. It's not really, many times people think that ISKCON is a worldwide centralized organization. In India it's so big. There are so many big marble temples in India for ISKCON, and they think we get funding from India, but that's not the case at all. Amsterdam is run by Amsterdam devotees. Those who come here, those who contribute here, every single electricity bill or the gas bill or the monthly rent or every single festival, whatever we organize. Like last month we had Jagannath Yatra. We dragged Jagannath from the temple till Dam Square, center of Amsterdam. And temple actually accrued a loss of 4,000 euros, which is quite a lot for us. And now next, in a few weeks we have Janmashtami festival. It's huge expense on temple. I don't want to run a fundraiser again today, but we have raised a little bit more than half of our $5,000 of euros of estimated budget. If you are interested, if you are inspired by our efforts, please come and talk to me at the end. But this was just the introduction of what I wanted to say. what I want to say is last time before the fundraiser, we ran a small Vrindavan meditation, and I really felt that that's something which we can do every week. So people come to our temple. This is a place where Shri Radha Krishna, Karunadaya Gaurachandra are there. We want to make sure that people become Krishna conscious after coming here. Jayachandra Maharaj came last time. He made this wonderful statement once that it's our responsibility to make sure that we give Krishna to people. So in doing that, at the end of every announcement, I want to set this as a sort of culture which we build up, and we meditate a bit on Vrindavan. So especially today being Chulan Yatra, we have Shri Radha Krishna on the Jula. What you see on the picture, any guess quick? What is it? It's Radha Kund and Shyam. So these are the most beautiful and most holiest of holy places in Vrindavan, and for the entire earth and for the entire creation. So one of the requests of Radharani to come from Gokula Vrindavan to Gokula Vrindavan on the earthly Bhauma expansion was that she expressed her desire to Krishna that I will go if Radha Kund and Shyam Kund appear along with us. And so you see in the day of Brahma, which is 4.32 billion years, and if you add night also, it becomes 8.64 billion years. Krishna comes to earth once, 28th Divya Yuga of 7th Manu, which happened to be the previous Dwapara Yuga, just 5,000 years ago. Original Krishna appeared in Vrindavan. And this place, Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, I don't want to tell the story. In nutshell, Krishna killed a cow, and the gopis wanted to purify Krishna. And Krishna created he invoked all the holiest of holy places to come and reside in one place as water, and that became Shyam Kund. And then the gopis created their own Kund, called as Radha Kund, where there was no water, but Krishna eventually transferred the water. So these two places are considered the holiest of holy places. People who are there in Vrindavan, they know the glories, of course, and we can only now look at the picture. Let's meditate before you all come and they all can come and offer flowers and then do the jhula. How is the method? So first do the jhula and then offer flowers. First offer flowers and then do the jhula. Okay, so everybody can make line. As I finish, Archie will start singing, and then you all can make a line and come and offer your hearts and love. There are the whole basket of flowers. I'll bring a plate, so you can on the plate you can put the flowers and then pour Radha and Krishna on the jhula. Okay. So now to set the mood and to enter Vrindavan, let us start. Who has the bumpers? Do we have the bumpers? Where are the bumpers? So yeah, and then we will serve prasadam afterwards. So you all please stay back. We'll serve prasadam also with the help of Jagadish Prabhu and his team. We serve prasadam in the temple now. So afterwards, just in 5 minutes or 2 minutes maybe. Yeah. So let's all close our eyes. Let's imagine that we are sitting on the banks of Radha Kund and Shyam Kund, and we sing Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Louder. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sing louder. Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham. Vrindavan Bhavan. Jai. Will continue the singing now. You all can please come and offer your hearts and flowers. Okay, sure. A request is that please pull them gently. Don't give a jerk. Yeah? Gentle push. Maybe Vrajrani can help if somebody doesn't know. Maybe, yeah, just be here. Okay, so you all can make a line. Just don't create too much of a mess. Just because it's a small temple. Just make sure you all.
2 seconds per person.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just be peaceful.
I can just keep it here. Like this, maybe.
Prabhuji, leave it.
For flowers.
Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Dear devotees, please close your eyes and let's travel to Sri Vrindavan Dham. And let's chant the holy name of Sri Radharaman Bhagwan. Bolo Sri Radharaman Bhagwan ki
Dear devotees, thank you all very much. I hope everybody has done Jhulan here. Anybody has missed it? Srini? Hare Krishna. Okay. Last, anybody else has missed it? This is your last chance. If you missed, please come.